Aquarians, hang on to the love this month. July is going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. Let's have an aligned astro chat about it. Shalom all, I'm Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to this transformational tarot for the month of July for my Aquarians. And this is part of my Black Feather Couture Divining a VIP Life series on YouTube. So excited to be connecting with you guys today. We are pulling cards, and an overarching theme card from the Sweet Ass Affirmations 2 deck. I felt like we needed some sass. Maybe that's just me needing some sass. I don't know. And then the card deck that called to me is my Creatures Tarot. And this is by Sarah Kathleen. There we go. Sarah Kathleen. This is it was a Kickstarter campaign, and it's a really unique deck. So I'm hoping that you'll enjoy it. And without further ado, let's do our reading. So I definitely feel like for you guys, it's holding on to the love, because there's going to be a lot of stuff this month that's not going to feel very loving. And, you know, you guys are so connected in so many ways to your community, to the people around you. You know, this is your time as well right now on the planet, you know, like the age of Aquarius. And so, you know, this is where you can rise high. This is where you can really make a big difference. And I feel like the rest of the wheel, the astrological wheel, could really use your holding the love, holding that love frequency, because a lot of us might be struggling to do that. And right now you're well equipped for that. So let's see. Oh, beautiful. I believe in miracles because I am a miracle. Oh my God. Like, it's just so perfect. Yeah, I feel like this is exactly what I'm tapping into. You want to hold true to your undying faith or undying belief that miracles can happen, that magic is real, because you recognize that you are magic, you are a miracle, you are the unicorn, and you don't give a fig for, you know, what anyone else, you know, really believes about that. You're going to walk your path. And I feel like we all need that from you at this time. Oh, this is going to be an interesting reading. Okay, so let's start with where you're at right now. This is where the present moment, where you are presently in your transformational journey. What part of you is shifting, rising, or dissolving? Beautiful. Ace of Cups. So, yeah, I feel like you're drinking the love, drinking in the love. I feel like you're also in a space and a place right now where you are giving room, creating room, giving yourself license to be in a dreamlike state. You're giving yourself license to take the cloud and make it your own. I want to say alchemization is coming up in a big way here. So you've taken pieces of the cloud and you've put it in the drink, and that's what you're drinking. Ace of Cups is a card of initiation. It's a card of love, abundant love, overflowing love. It's a card of self-love and self-care. I call it the love cup that is within us, that we want always to be full and overflowing, so that we can always be in a space of giving and receiving in all of our interactions. For you, I feel that this is initiation. And when we're talking about the I believe in miracles because I am a miracle, I feel like you are in a unique position this month. And where you're at right now, you're in a unique position to spread that joy. So it's not about you being initiated into that. I feel like you are offering to others that initiation. What's that saying? Baptism by fire. I don't know that saying is exactly expressing the sentiment of what I feel here, because I don't know that it's necessarily by fire, trial and big and whatever. What it feels more like is when people come across you, your energy speaks for itself. Being in your energy connecting with you, whether you're doing it intentionally or otherwise, with them, you're going to forever change them as a result of that interaction. And I feel like you're doing that because you're bringing the belief in your own magic and your own miracles. You're drinking your own juice, right? You're drinking your own concoction. You've alchemized this, and this is going to work for you, but it's also going to work for everybody else. Also, I can't help, I'm sure this is part of the image here, but I can't help but think, this octopus here is having a bubble bath, and just sort of self-carrying it up. And I feel like it's really about people are going to be bathing in your energy. And I don't feel that this is a bad thing. This isn't an, ooh, like I don't want anyone in my energy. I feel like you're giving it, you're sharing it, you're exuding it. And you're happy to do that. You're happy to be in that space and in that place because you're recognizing I've got it to give right now. Next month it might be different, and there'll be somebody who, because I gave it to them, they'll be able to give it back to me. So I just trust in the universal flow and the universal process of give and take. And right now I can give this because I am this in this moment right now. Interesting. The catalyst, what's fueling or hindering your transformation this month? Is this resistance or rocket fuel? Oh, 9 of Cups. So definitely rocket fuel. I feel very much that the catalyst for you is coming to terms with, you know what? I'm actually pretty happy with where things are at in my life right now. Not everything is perfect, but I'm really pleased with where I've brought myself, where I've gotten myself to. I feel that this is a month of like assessment and reflection and revelation around the part that you've played in your life up to this point. There's almost even an opportunity to celebrate a win, reaching a goal, maybe surpassing a goal in this instance. And so I feel like the catalyst is really a celebration. Now, this isn't the celebration card. 9 of Cups is wishes fulfilled, but I mean, same diff at this point. And again, I'm seeing all these little bubbles. Let me see if I can show you guys. There's these little bubbles. Of course, it's a Cups card, so we're under the water. I believe that the bubbles are showing that. But I keep hearing effervescence. There's a lightness to you. Again, you've got a lot of energy. And yeah, you're noticing that there are a lot of people out in the world who don't have that. And just by being in your space, like look at all that you have to give. Look at all that you have to offer. And this is not you giving and then not having yourself be replenished. I feel that's the opposite. You believe in miracles because you are the miracle. So you don't need a miracle because you are the miracle. You don't need the energy because you are the energy. You don't have to worry about losing the energy because you are the energy. You're the endless supply. And people are going to be coming at you with that. Now, I will say to you that in terms of the transformation that you're experiencing here, you're going to recognize where your boundaries are in terms of what you're able to give. And what's really interesting about it is I feel like right away when I say that, most people are going to think, oh God, like I'm going to give too much and I'm going to be exhausted, because quite frankly, that's kind of how our existence and our experiences are in the world, especially if you're a starseed or a light worker. It's a heavy time to be alive right now. But I'm feeling it's the opposite. It's more like you have awareness and aha moments in your transformation of, wow, I actually have more to give than I thought, or I'm actually doing really well with this. And a year ago, I might not have been able to be in this space, but I can now. And so where am I settling? Where am I playing small? I feel like it's going to be kind of an eye-opener around where you can transform next, how you are growing and glowing, as it were. Deep root. This is the subconscious. What deep belief, wound, or soul contract is driving your transformation under the surface? Hi, Neo. Neo has a lot to say about this, apparently. Hi, Fuzz. So we have the Emperor. That you have to always go it alone. It's this deep belief that you have to go it alone, that people suck. Not that people suck. Obviously, you love people, you love community. But I want to say that's what I'm just getting. the belief that people suck, that you have to do it alone, that you're better off just figuring it out on your own because you are the unique unicorn anyway, and most people don't get it or don't understand you. You're tired of having to explain yourself. I mean, I feel like this is a very isolated emperor energy. And what I'm seeing here when we're talking about this as part of your transformation is I feel that this is about releasing this story, because this story is no longer true. You can be in your power and you can take action steps, and you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to be alone in order for the success of that to transpire. And I feel like there's a releasing of that story, that storyline in that wound. Hi, yeah, I see you. Okay, excuse me. Thank you. They don't want cat butt in the face. So I really feel like that's what this is about. Like, we think about the emperor, we think of a very powerful person, but he kind of sits alone. He has one or two advisors, but he has a lot more security guards around him because he's always worried about somebody wanting to take his throne. And that can be very isolating, feeling, in solitude. And quite frankly, what fun is that? I feel like for you, this is an invitation right now to release that, because that's what's under the surface and that's what's driving you. Is there's a fear of connection, there's a fear of opening up, there's a fear of giving your energy, because you know that your energy is powerful, and sometimes when you give your energy to people, they take too much, right? They want more, but they don't always give. There isn't always a balanced give and take, and I feel here like, don't worry about that. This is resolving itself. This is an old story. This is an old soul contract or karma that you are now ready to and free to release. Wow. I also want to just comment on the orange in the background. We've got this snake on the mountain, and we've got the orange in the background. Okay. You're a better door than a window. Thank you so much. And the orange is about the sacral chakra. This is our sexuality, sensuality, creative expression, and flow, and the ocean of our emotion. And of course, this is the Aries card, so it's represented by fire. And I feel like this, in essence, is what wants to be healed as a result of releasing the story. And that is you being too much or not enough, right? It's being enough, feeling the fire, feeling the passion, and having that passion, those desires, the way that you choose to serve, being more than enough and not too much. And that's what I keep hearing. It's about the too much. You sometimes feel that you're too much for people, and you're not. You might be too much for a certain type of person, but it's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of their inability to receive. It's a reflection of their levels of capacity. And I feel like that in many ways is what you're observing here, and what you're releasing is this idea that there's only one level of capacity for everyone. And you're recognizing that's not the case. It has nothing to do with me. Their capacity has nothing to do with me. Hi. Yes, you're lovely. Okay. Now we are at our what's dying away. What role, pattern, or identity has run its course? And this is always an interesting question. Interesting. Queen of Pentacles. This idea for you that, again, Queen of Pentacles feels like an isolating card to me. Queen of Pentacles sits on her throne in the forest. She's got everything that she could possibly want and need in her life. She's happy to have people come, and she's happy to give the resource. She's happy to teach others how to do that resource herself. But people in the Queen of Pentacles energy tend to come into her space. They're there for a particular period of time, and then they leave. And she's left to her own devices. And this is not necessarily a bad thing, especially for those of you who are introverted. This is like, okay, yeah, I don't want everyone around me all the time. I'm happy if they come and go, and I get that time to myself. But what I'm feeling here when we're talking about what's dying away is that Queen of Pentacles often is lonely because she has all of these wonderful things she's happy to share, but she also would like to have that deep connection with people in her life that want to share in what she has, but also maybe they want to share in who she is. And I feel like that's the statement. That's where we're at right now. And what's dying away for you is the, okay, I'm so, not resonating with a lot of people, that, it's sometimes just easier to figure it out, to go it on my own. But I feel like that's what's changing. That's what's dying away, is you are now in this space of not only having your resources and being able to share in your resources, but you don't have to do it by yourself. And you are making connections with others that are going to want to be connected to you, not only for what you have to offer and the wisdom that you have to share and for your heart space, but for you and who you are. Wow. So again, like, I'm speaking kind of in I want to say extreme terms here. And I don't know that this is necessarily that extreme. Like, it's not like, oh my God, you're always alone and you have no friends and whatever. I feel like what we're speaking about here, or speaking to here, is the level of connection with others that you have maybe settled for or sacrificed because you have not yet been able to find the people that really want to engage in all of you and all of who you have, right? The too much and not enough. That's coming to an end. And it's coming to an end in a lot of ways because you're sharing this new energy for yourself, because you have it to give. You're happy to pass it along. And as a result of that, people are responding, and you're finding people are able to receive what it is that you have to give. Ooh, I love that. This is kind of deep. Highest potential. So this is your Phoenix potential. What can rise from the ashes? What is your soul calling you toward? This is breakthrough energy. Oh, the Hanged Man. Wow, another like solitude kind of energy. But what I love about this is it's about perspective. That's what I'm feeling for you here. The Phoenix potential here is about shifting your perspective. And I feel like when you do shift your perspective as a result of all of this, and you're recognizing that, okay, people are receiving what I have to offer, they're feeling good about it, and then they're in turn able to give back in a way that I've maybe not completely experienced before or been connected to before. And man, oh man, it feels good. Now you've shifted your perspective. Now you're looking at the world and saying, okay, I don't have to apply the processes that I've applied in the past to protecting myself from people, places, and things. Again, I am the miracle. And as a result, the Hanged Man gives you the opportunity to really integrate that awareness, to integrate that level of perception that's coming up and coming through. Again, I'm also drawn to the colors here. So we've got the sunset or a sunrise, depending on how you want to look at it. I'm feeling sunset, an end to something. The red and the orange. We talked about the orange, the red, the root chakra, finding your truth, speaking your truth, learning to communicate it in a creative way. Sorry, that's blue. Blue chakra. Blue chakra is throat chakra. Red, root chakra. I am safe. I am secure. I not only survive, I thrive. I have all my needs met. Very much tied to the Queen of Pentacles energy. I have all the resource, and now it's a different perspective in how I choose to share that resource. And it's not about a tit for tat. It's not about you saying, I'm only going to share with you if you give back to me. It's not about that. It's more about okay, I've hung upside down. I've shaken out all that old stuff, the old energy. It's no longer there. My feet are connected in this picture. My feet are connected to the root chakra here. My feet are grounded, but I'm grounding into the sky. I'm grounding into the heart of the universe rather than grounding into Mother Earth. That's the shift in the perspective. And because I'm doing that, I have access to all the stars in the sky rather than access to this one little patch of dirt and of earth that I'm standing on in order to feel that grounded or to feel connected to all that is. Really interesting. Wow. What's emerging for you? What is just around the corner? What energy or experience is coming in to support this next phase? Ooh, you got the Judgment card. Okay. Yeah, you're getting ready to level up. And I feel that the leveling up is coming on it on a spiritual level or an energetic level. It's kind of like, I want to say you're in the last lap of the marathon. And the last lap can sometimes be the most challenging lap because, you start the marathon off, you've got your plan, you've got your water, your body's hydrated, you got some adrenaline, you're excited about what you're doing, and you go through the motions. And then, the last lap is oh my God, like, I just want to stop this, like, stop the world. I want to get off. My runner's high ended about 3 miles back. My body is aching. Like, I am just so done. Like, I'm so thirsty. I'm dehydrated. The idea of having to take one more step, just makes me want to vomit in my mouth. And yet at the same time, I know that if I stop now, I'm going to have to turn around and go through that whole thing again to get to where I'm at. And then I'm still going to have to do this last lap anyway. So it's almost that energy of, all right, let's just kind of move forward. Let's make the decision to move ahead. And I feel like in many ways, that is what is transpiring here for you. It's the recognition that, yeah, I have a lot to offer, a lot to give, but there's more to come. And I don't necessarily know what all that more to come is, but I'm really excited about it. And I don't know all the things I'm going to have to do, all the hoops I'm going to have to jump through in order to open myself to it, but I really want it. And yeah, it's in the dark. Again, I can't see what is coming next, but it's not going to stop me from making the choice to move forward. And I feel like the experience that you're going to have this month around that is through your reflections with other people, through the give and take, or the give and receive energy that's coming up and coming through. That's where the clarity is going to happen. I said it felt like a sunset. Now we're in the dark, right? We're in the nighttime. This is going to start to, the interactions with others is going to start to have the sun rise. And we'll see what the next card is about. I suspect that we're going to have some kind of sun related stuff that comes up into the mix and into the picture. But that really is what it's about. You're getting ready to experience all the growth of all of the flowers near the pond, not just the single flower, right? Or the handful of flowers. You're getting ready to experience the entire garden. That's what I feel this is opening you up to. And July is setting the stage for that. And you're getting some practice runs in with this by sharing your frequency, sharing your energy. You're getting practice runs on how to do this. Super cool. I'm loving this reading. I'm loving these cards for you too, by the way. I wasn't sure how these cards were going to read for you, but I'm loving the messages. So what part are you playing in this transformation? How are you navigating the transformation? Are you resisting, flowing, grieving, or boldly rising? Oh, so we had the Queen of Pentacles. Now you got the King of Pentacles. Interesting. I love this. And it's kind of showing, this is fascinating to me because we're seeing actually, no, I lied. I was going to say, this looks like the ram, like in Aries, but actually it's the mountain goat. It's Capricorn. So I digress. So the role that you're playing here is the King of Pentacles. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles feels a bit isolated. The King of Pentacles doesn't feel isolated about anything at all. The King of Pentacles says, hey, I got all my needs met. I got not a care or a worry in the world. I'm sitting in my own power. I'm sitting in the garden. I'm taking the time to enjoy the fruits of my labor, to enjoy the miracle that I am, to enjoy the expansion of the gifts that are coming up and coming through. So I feel very much that you're feeling abundant. You're saying, hell yes, I deserve this. Hell yes, this is the time for me to move forward. Mountain goats also have this really bizarre uncanny ability to be like, let me see if I can show you here. Like here's the mountain, and the mountain is like steeper and steeper and steeper. And that mountain goat can walk up that steep thing and never slip back, never fall, just plod along. And I mean, gravity is, they're affected by gravity the same as we are, but they have that ability. No matter how steep the climb, they're determined, they're prepared to do what they need to do. Their equilibrium shifts. And I feel like this is the role that you're playing. This is the part that you're playing in your own process, is you're embracing some of that. No matter how steep the climb, I'm in because I've got my superpowers. I've got my spidey senses. I've got all of this psychic ability, all of this energy that is not only motivating me, but is actually leading the path, showing me what the next step is. I also feel here like there are some of you that aren't feeling very king-like. You're not feeling very much in your power or in your leadership energy. And this is going to be an invitation, I want to say, to fake it till you make it. And some people don't like that phrase. So I apologize if I'm offending you. But what I mean by that is choose someone that emulates or is the example in your mind of the thing you want to be, and emulate them, borrow from them what you think makes them strong or confident or gracious or, whatever it is. Emulate them, step into their shoes for an hour and borrow the power, because that power is going to electrify and connect you to what is already there, what you're standing in and who you are. It's kind of like it's all still there. It's all there very much so. You're just finding struggle in connecting to it. And so I feel like you can borrow some characteristics, and that'll help you to connect in some pretty deep ways. Circles of support. Who or what is influencing your transformation right now? And is it influencing you positively or negatively? Oh, Ace of Wands. Yeah. So this is inspired action. And I feel like it's the desires of others, the actions of others, the feedback from others in regards to being in your space and your energy. I come back to you're soaking in the bubbles. You're soaking in the bathtub of the cloud. And the energy is exuding from you. We have the Ace of Wands here. Same kind of idea. Only the wand is exuding from the cloud at this point. So you're coming out of that cloud. You're not afraid to be seen. You're not afraid to, when somebody says to you, "Oh my God, like just being with you, I feel like really changed." Like, do you get that a lot? Is that normal? And you're going to be like, yeah, kind of is, I'm a miracle. And so, yeah, it makes sense that that's how you might be feeling in this moment around me. It's not about being egotistical about it. It's about just acknowledging it, because you're acknowledging that person's observation and you're able to receive that exchange of energy. It's a compliment. It's an acknowledgement of your power. So, I feel like you're going to be receiving a lot of support through feedback from those that you are engaging with, for those that you are having those desired connections with, in terms of, yeah, it's not only what I can give to you, but it's about, hey, there's so much more of me. Like, I've got that, but there's all of this too. Like, this is the tip of the iceberg. And I do feel that through these circles of support, you are going to perhaps even be expanding your community path and the people that you commune with, making new friends, bringing new people into your life as a result of this, because of the fact that you are sharing yourself and sharing of yourself in the process. Hopes and fears. What are you dreaming of becoming? And what scares you about actually doing it this month? Wow. So the word here is belief, but I'm seeing purity. So this is depicting a winter scene. Snow is purity. It dampens the external noise, right? It dampens the static and the chaos. You know, after a fresh snow, when you come outside, like you can hear your own heart beating. It's that quiet. The pulse of the city is quiet. You know, if you're living out in the town, like you can see the stars, you can hear the stars. I really feel like when we're talking about the hopes and fears here, yes, the word is belief, but I want to say purity. You're looking for pure experience, honest experience with others, honest experience in terms of what you are offering to others and what you're receiving back. You don't want it to be contrived. You want it to be, authentic. And I want to say the fear comes in. Do I believe that this is even really possible? Do I believe that I can have that? Do I believe that people are capable of giving me that? Based on my past experience, I don't know. And I want to say, release the past experience energy and step into that. Well, this is the hope. This is what you desire. So you are a miracle. So also be the purity. You are purity. And therefore, any kind of limiting belief or doubt doesn't exist because you are pure. Your energy is pure, and therefore you're going to attract purity. You're going to attract those things that are desiring the same level of purity that you are. Oh my God, Aquarians! This is just so deep. I did not think that these cards were gonna give you a particularly deep reading today. Boy, was I surprised! Am I surprised? I was very wrong. Okay, this is your outcome. The highest and best outcome if you stay on course. Who will you be on the other side of this journey? And what is the result of embracing the full cycle of death and rebirth? I love this. 4 of Swords. You are the calm in people's storm. You are the person that people are going to seek out when they need a little bit of peace and ease. This doesn't mean I feel that people are taking advantage of you. This doesn't feel that like people are, like finding you boring, or people are only going to want to do boring things, or you're going to have to heal, all the time. It's not about that. I feel like they love the energy and they feel safe in your energy. And I feel like that's who you're becoming. You're becoming a very safe place for your community. And I want to say, I feel that community is expanding as a result of everything that's transpiring. The people that you are engaging with this month, quite possibly many of them could be long-term friends. And it's just the beginning of it. This month, or going deeper into relationships that you've had that maybe have been a little more surface level, and now is the time for that to deepen. But you are the safe place for others, and I feel like you're the safe place for others because you are doing what you need to do for you. You are feeling connected and engaged. You are doing the work because you are the miracle. And how interesting, belief and believe. I just noticed that as well, even though I'm seeing purity and using the word purity here. Belief. I believe in miracles because I am a miracle. Your hope and fear is belief. So it's the thing that's going to help you, and it can also be the thing that gets in your way. 4 of Swords, you're giving people a place to be themselves. And you gain so much fulfillment as a result of that because you value so deeply when others are able to give that to you. And you don't always have that experience, but now you're having it on so many different levels. Oh my goodness me. Aquarius. Wow, this July is going to be incredible. Please, I would love to hear your experiences throughout this month in the comments. Let me know how this is unfolding for you. I feel that by the end of July, you are really going to feel on top of the world and feel like you're fully in your service in a way that for the first time in your life ever, you feel fulfilled and complete and whole. Not that you weren't whole, but that connection to that feeling and that frequency. I mean, it's unparalleled, and I'm really excited about it. And thank you also for the service that you're providing to the rest of us in the zodiac, because this is much needed at this time. That is your transformational tarot for July. As always, sending you guys so much love and so much support. I hope you have the most amazing month, and we will see you on the flip side. Transform well.